1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. Who goes by the name of Alfred? If you do, he's mine. I lost him. I threw him down the water spout. Now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone. I miss him. Have you ever been to the water spout? Bottom of the water system. Little alligator who goes by the name of Alfred. Do he's mine. I lost him. I threw him down the water spout. Now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
Just one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's Mm. Mm.
1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
Just one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice. Darkness, one voice. One voice. One voice. One voice.
Morning.
Morning, how are we doing?
Okay, thank you. Having
Good.
found my way in through various ways because I'm not on Facebook, so I get all sorts of.
Yeah, we're currently looking at the sorry, clearing my throat. We're currently looking at what we can do with emails because we ran out of our free allocation. We didn't know when we set up MailChimp because we've got I think 1,550 different emails on the mailing list. You're not allowed to send more than 10,000 a month on what we had in this free plan, and we'd sent 10,000. So we've been struggling with trying to get emails out to people because anytime you try and send more than about 50 emails through a normal account, it stops you because it thinks you're doing like spam.
My Facebook friends have been looking after me and forwarding me stuff.
Cool,
so.
good. Well, hopefully the website collectivechoir.com that's up will start basically having all those things on it. And obviously, once you've got the link to the Get My Rehearsal website app thing, then that's basically a lot of the info. But I'm making sure also that I'm putting up quite a lot of the videos and things I do. I'm going live on Facebook, but then straight away after I'm putting it on YouTube, my YouTube account, Mr. Lub Music. So then people, if they're not on Facebook, can obviously then still check on YouTube and watch those videos. Hello, Bernard.
Hi, I've booked 5 and 6 and I've realised I've double booked. How do I cancel? Do I just send an email off?
You've booked 5 and 6. How do you mean?
Yeah, the self-evaluation and the...
Oh, right. Today you've booked at 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 2 or something.
No, I booked it for the Wednesday, but I realised I've got something on.
Yeah, send an email. Just send an email to the music team, just saying you accidentally did. Could they take your name off? And that'll be absolutely fine. It's not a problem.
Okay, thanks.
No worries at all. We'll just give it a couple of minutes. We've got another person coming in. Cool. We shall get started, folks. We're at 1 minute past 8, so that means officially that I am late. So apologies for being late, although it feels quite early. But officially we're starting a minute late. If and when extra people come in, obviously I will let them in and just kind of fill them in what we've been doing. So obviously you've all found your way here. As ever with any kind of second phase, there may well be some teething troubles. The website app thing's quite a complicated thing to get working. It took a lot of hours to sort, and again there's a couple of bugs in it that we've been ironing out overnight. I think I was chatting to the man who's doing it until about 3 o'clock this morning. So I'm currently on about 3 hours sleep. So I maybe should have wondered about doing the 8 o'clock session, but you will get a sleepy version of Simon, but nonetheless you will get the most energetic version I can give at this time of the morning. Normally I'm okay at 8 o'clock, but it feels like about 2 o'clock in the morning at the moment to my brain. Now, obviously this is a session 1, which is down as notes, words, and breaths. Okay, so we'll do some introductions, and then part of the introductions in phase 2 will be about basically, have you made any sessions yet? Kind of how many sectionals have you made? Because it doesn't matter if you've made none. It just gives both me and your other section leaders in any of the other sessions you go to, it gives them a chance to kind of have an idea about how much of the messages you've heard already and how much they have to start from potentially the beginning for some people. And that's fine, because what we want is that people can come in late, or they can come in having not managed to make many rehearsals the last time we had them about a week and a half ago. But we just want to make sure we're aware of that so we can be quite reactive to the people coming in. Okay, so we'll get going. I am Simon Lubkowski. I set up the collective. I do an awful lot of different choirs and musical groups. And it was my brainchild, but obviously thankfully there's a large team of people working on it now, because there's only so many hours of the day. Unless I had minus hours of sleep, I don't think I'd get it all done otherwise. So yeah, that's me. I today, straight after being with you all, I'm going into a 9 a.m. soprano notes, breaths and words session. I definitely will not be modelling their vocal part for them, though. This morning I'm a little bit on the husky side. I think I've managed to put myself in 7 sessions today, so I'm going to have I wanted to make sure there was a balance of sessions for everybody, so I think I finished tonight at midnight. So I finish at midnight, and this is my first one of 7. So yes, let's do this thing. I'm going to need coffee a lot today. So that's me. Debbie Bramley, please.
Hi, I'm glad we've got the sparkly version of Simon then. I suspect you won't be by midnight.
I'll be
Yeah,
hallucinating, I imagine.
I managed 4 sessions in the first cohort of rehearsals. So I'm working from the current, hopefully, score with lots of
Yeah.
things written on it. I'm an asthmatic who regularly runs out of breath, so I need those breath
Oh,
marks.
ninja breaths. Yeah.
And I'm obsessed. I missed you over the weekend. So,
Oh,
yeah.
bless you. Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
felt bad.
yeah,
We felt bad, like, because we were doing so much planning, and I kept on thinking, yeah, people are going to think it's not on. Do you know what I mean? People are going to be like,
where's it
where is
gone?
it?
Yeah,
Where's it
yeah,
gone? It's like
yeah.
suddenly it was lots and then
No.
nothing, and then but yeah,
I've done 2 recordings so far. Definitely not ready for the public yet. But anyway,
yeah,
going all right. But thank you,
excellent,
loving it.
good stuff, great. Bernard Humphrey, please.
Yeah, I made about 1.5 for the first session, so I kind of got in late to one, so I did another one.
Yeah.
I've only been singing for about 16 months. I sing with the Granite City Chorus in Aberdeen.
Oh, yeah,
Normally sing lead.
Great
That's
stuff.
about it.
Good to see you, Bernard. 16 months. You see, it's never too late.
Never too late.
Well, I'm not a very experienced barbershopper. I've only been doing it since 2013, so I'm 7 years. So I'm only 7 years. So in barbershop terms, I've barely even begun yet. So let's see what the future holds for me. Maybe I've got some potential. Excellent. Fiona G.
Hi, I'm having a problem here with my picture. I'm not getting anything at all, but I can hear you, so I'm quite happy just to carry on listening. I don't know if you.
Yeah, we can see you. It's a little bit. We see a little bit of you, and then we kind of don't. We kind of like it's not refreshing very well. So we can see you. We can see you. And we can hear you okay, so we'll go with that for the moment. But if you want to at any point, if it gets too annoying, you can always go out from Zoom and come back in, and I'll let you straight back in the meeting, and maybe just the old turn it off, turn it on again thing. But go with it for the moment, and if it does get so you can't hear us, I won't worry if you disappear. I'll just know that because you're turning it off and turning it on again and seeing what happens, okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Ilan, we have got his picture at the moment, but he is a new recruit to our music team in the Baritones. When he there he is. Hello, Ilan. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm at work, so is it okay if I turn my video off?
Yes.
Just I wanted to listen to you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Good to see you, Ilan.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Okay.
So yeah, as I said, Ilan is part of our music team now. We've drafted him in to support and to potentially run some sessions and also to support some sessions. So hopefully you'll be seeing some more of Ilan. Okay, so we will get going. Now, this is down as session 1, as I said, which is notes, words, and breaths. Okay? And what I would like to do is initially with the time of the morning is just go through a little bit of a simple warm-up. Now, I don't know if any of you have done this one before. Sorry, my words are not coming out yet. I don't know whether any of you have been in a session where I have done this. There we go. I've just about managed it there. But we're going to go through a couple of simple rounds. And you'll kind of just have to slightly bear with me. I'm just going to go on to get it on a YouTube link. Now, it's something that I publicly shared, but I actually did it for a baritone session I did in the first phase. So we're going to go through, and obviously, just to let you know that at some points I will obviously mute you. Okay. Now you can always mute yourself, but I will always let you know when I'm going to mute you rather than just doing it without asking. I do find it. I think it's quite rude if I would start muting you without telling you that I'm going to do that. Okay. So where is it? Sorry,
Alfred?
yes, I'm just trying to find the YouTube video. I'm sure I put the whole thing on YouTube. I'm sure I did. I did. Or did I not? I can't remember. Right, we'll go through it the old-fashioned way then. Cool. So it is Alfred. So I will just bring this up, and in a second I will share my screen. I thought it was on YouTube, but maybe I uploaded it in a different way. So we'll go with that. So, okie dokie. Sectional rounds. Where are we? Yes. Rounds. What do I? Sorry, it's when you get to something you're so confident something that is the case, and then you realise that you've just imagined it all. It was all a dream. Here we go. Where is it?
It's there.
Yeah, it is. Is it on YouTube?
No, I took a picture of it on my phone.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Sorry, I literally was
I was
just about to
gonna
then
steal it
go
from
back
my
in and start trying to find it again. Yeah, there's a folder of warm-ups and stuff that I basically produced it as a folder of warm-ups, and now I can't remember. Ah, that's what I'll do. Sorry. There we go, got it. I couldn't remember what I saved the folder as, and I saved it as rounds, and I was looking at sectionals, so I saved it as one thing and it's another. I'm just going to share my screen, folks, for the moment. And again, you can choose to mute yourself. In a little bit, I will mute you. And I will just bring up my PowerPoint presentation so that I can show you the words. Now, some of you obviously will have seen this already. But we will go through it, and actually we're not going to start off with Alfred, I don't think. Poor old Alfred the alligator. Can you all see that okay?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Cool. So we won't start off with Alfred. We will actually start off with Rose Red. Debbie mentioned about these ninja breaths, and we'll actually go from here. So if we look here, it says Rose Red. The audio file, I'll just press play and just see if you can hear it. Okay, it'll sing you this. Now, obviously, on your score, the words, the letters NB always stands for no breath. Not ninja breath, though I did a video on this. Ninja breath and no breath is a very different thing. No breath means that at the end of each of these lines, you are not allowed to breathe at the end of the line. That's normally in a song where you actually breathe. So you'd go, rose, 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 red, breathe. Will I ever see thee wed? Breathe. But actually this time, you're not allowed to breathe there. In fact, you're allowed to breathe anywhere but there. But when you breathe, you miss out one of those words. So when you look at this, you can therefore miss out any of the words on the screen, but you are not allowed to breathe at the ends of lines. And that includes when you repeat and go through and back into the beginning again, because it is a round, you're not allowed to breathe there either. So all the normal breath points are gone, but you have to be, and this is about practicing these ninja breaths. A ninja breath is where you miss out a word and you breathe in its place. Now, there's something called advanced ninja breathing, where you actually breathe in on the word you're missing. And I'll just very quickly show you this, because I find it actually is easier to do this. So my voice is terrible. You can tell I'm a little bit on the croaky side today. Lots of talking yesterday. If I was to sing badly at the beginning of Rose, Rose, Red, I will just do an example of this, okay? And you can watch my mouth, but you can maybe even hear when I breathe, and you can almost hear the word, like backwards breath word. Here we go. Have a listen. Rose, 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 red, will I see thee wed? Now there, I actually breathed in, and I went, as I breathed in. So my mouth still moved. Now, this is more important if you're singing in like a chorus or a choir and you don't want the audience to know you've breathed. So by breathing in while still miming the word, it looks like you're still singing. Okay, and if I'd have muted myself there, you hopefully wouldn't have known that I breathed on ever, because my mouth still went, and I still then looked like I was doing the word. Now, it doesn't matter as much for this project because we're doing audio recordings, not video, but it is a good habit to get into so that any choirs or any singing you do outside of this, in the real world, when we get back to that, it's a really good trick because people won't even know. The whole reason is lots of choirs and choruses do this ninja breathing thing, breathing on words. You just never notice because they look like they're still doing the actual words. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, and again I'd like you to do some practicing, and I'm just going to mute you all now, okay, so you can sing along. So we will go through this and just literally listen, sing along, and when I press play, it will sort it out for you. Here we go. Can you hear that? 1, 2, 3. Have a listen. 4. Rose, 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 if you need to do it down the octave, that's fine. When it goes high, feel free to put it down in your voice. I will marry as I will sorrow as I will. So this time, going through, not breathing at the end of the line, miss out words. Pick one, miss it out. Once more through, just to learn it. Experiment missing out different words. Try and do a different word each time round. Maximize your breath. Okay, now it's going to be in 2 parts. Do either part 1 or part 2. Part 1 singers, you're starting. 1, 2, part 1, 3, join in. 4. Part 2, join in. Good stuff. Make sure you miss out those words. Good stuff, and you're repeating again. Missing those words out. Doesn't matter, you can miss out a quarter of all of the words there, and it will still be fine. Good time. One more repeat, part 1. Again, just make sure your posture's nice and good. You don't have to just be relaxed, but don't try to be supporting your own weight of your upper body. Hold that note on, please, part 1. Excellent. So, this time, Debbie, you are part 2. Bernard, you are part 3. Fiona, you are part 4. Okay? So, last time through. I'll tell you when you need to sing. 3. Part 1, who nobody is singing. Debbie, 3, 4. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, I was letting someone in and it stopped the audio, I think. 1 second. Okay, let's try that again. Apologies, when I let Christine in the room, it stopped the audio file. So, Debbie, you're part 1. Part 2. I'll conduct you in. 1, 2, 3. Part 1 that nobody is singing. 1, 2, Debbie, and Bernard, 3, 4. Fiona, 3, 4. Miss those words. Breathe in on the word. Not at the end of the lines. Lighten your faces up a little bit. Tell the story. Good stuff. When you get to the end, repeat. bouncing those words out. Holding that note, please, part 1. Part 2, hold your note. Part 3, hold your note. Just Fiona to finish it off now. And off. Excellent. Good stuff, folks. Good stuff. Okie dokie. Now, we have been joined by Christine. So let me just unmute everyone and we can just welcome Christine. Hello, Christine. How are we doing? Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can. Thanks, Simon.
Excellent.
I just got up.
Oh no! To be frank, I wasn't. I only just got up a little while ago, so yeah, you're not the only one.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Did you manage to make many sectionals in the first phase?
I did 3 last
You did
week.
3. Excellent.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So we introduced
Mostly with
ourselves.
Ilhan.
Mostly with Ilhan. Well, he's going to help us out with the music team now. He's tuning in today. He's at work, but he's tuning in so that he can have a little watch, and then he's going to be helping out with some sessions and hopefully leading some sessions as well. So he's going to be doing some organisation. I think Ilhan managed to make 20 of the baritone sectionals in the first phase. 20. So that commitment is incredible. Debbie, Christine, just to let you know, this is to see if I can remember. Debbie Bramley made 4 sessions in the first time. Obviously been working hard on her ninja breaths. She sometimes gets a short breath with asthma, but she is enjoying the project. Bernard has been singing Barbershop for about 16 months with the Granite City Chorus, and he made 1.5 sessions. I'm assuming he got called away halfway through one of the sessions, so he is obviously in the session today. Fiona is having some issues with her camera and stuff, and she can't see us, but we can see her. So I don't think I remember hearing much information about how.
Sorry,
No,
I
it's
sing
okay.
with.
You had tech problems.
Aberdeen Chorus. I normally sing bass with Aberdeen Chorus. I also sing in for fun in a mixed quartet and a female quartet. I usually sing bass.
Excellent, that's cool. Thank you. Yeah, I just then realised as I was doing that actually I hadn't actually got the information from you about what singing you did. So, did you say you made some sectionals the first time?
Oh, I did. I missed a few later on in the week last week because I had other things on. But
Yeah.
I've been keeping up with practice.
Excellent, good stuff. Christine, you said obviously you said you made 3
Still hear me,
rehearsals
can you?
the first time through. Yes, we can, Fiona.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah, no worries. It's always tricky when I assume you just caught your phone
Was
slightly.
here.
Yeah, we can see you. That's okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
So we've redone our introductions, and I've managed to remember the information, which is good for me. At 8:30 on a Tuesday morning. Feels like a Monday, but it's a Tuesday. So we just went through a little warm up, just to try and get us a little bit of practice on our ninja breathing. What I will do is this session I will pop it up on to the page. So if you want to go through that warm up again, you can go through that warm up again. So you can go through it. I like to share some of my sessions again with the music team so they can be watching and just kind of going through and seeing any of the kind of issues that get picked up on. Sometimes there's technical issues and I can say, ooh, that's in my video, I had an issue. And then hence if they have the same issue, then at least they know maybe how to deal with it. Yeah, so not necessarily saying that I'm the best at anything, but they do like to sometimes have a look at how my sessions go. So we're going to get into the song. Now, obviously, this session is called Notes, Breaths and Words. And I'm just going to share my screen again for a second. And really, we've got 2 things that you want to be looking at. Now, you've got a choice here. You've obviously got the score, which for the baritone part is slightly different, as in the notes are different, but it's presented in a slightly different way. One of the baritone section leaders, Zach, who actually is the person who actually transcribed this arrangement. So I arranged it by singing it, and he then wrote all the notes down for me because he's quicker at that than me. And he has put in that information. I've gone ahead and written like the red breath points, so where you have to breathe. Okay. He's added a lot of these other things in text. Okay. Now, if you have noticed, everybody got hiccups. Everybody else's sectional scores, however, do not look like yours. Okay, and I will just quickly show you so you can therefore see not the issue but what they see. So you will notice that everyone else has basically hand drawn. This is my version, so basically all the information I've put on are all kind of color coded like that. Now yours are actually perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They are correct. So if you suddenly think, ooh, it looks like we've got not as much information, you have exactly the same information, but just Zach has typed into the file no breath, as opposed to me writing the word no breath with the pen that I've got on my computer. Okay, so just in case you look at it and think, ooh, that looks a bit different than my score, there is no difference in the information. It's the same information. Now, you may well choose to run from the all parts score, and I'll just bring the all parts score up on my computer screen. The positive of using the all parts score, and this is for me, is that you can see what everybody else is doing, which is useful when you're trying to work out whether what you're doing is happening at the same time as everybody else. So, for example, if we look at bar 12, 13, the end of bar 14, I'm going to give you an example. Okay, in bar 13, you'll notice that you don't have a breath, whereas other parts have breaths at different times in bar 13. So the tenor 2s breathe partway through that bar 13, the alto 1s breathe a beat before that, the sopranos breathe a beat after that. You don't breathe at all. So you'll see that therefore there's lots of different things going on there. However, you can therefore see that at the end of bar 14, everybody has a breath. Everyone's got that red line. Everyone breathes at the same time. And the difference between these like breaths that happen at different times in different parts and a chorus breath, I think is sometimes nice to know. Okay, with the video that exists on the link you've been sent, it also shows these breaths. You can actually visually see when everybody breathes, whereas sometimes you see that one part breathes and other parts don't. So you can kind of see the same information but just in different formats. So the score can show you that, and also the video can show you that. Now, the good thing about using your part only score is it only has your notes on it. But when you look at it, the issue with it is that it doesn't show you any of what everybody else is doing. And sometimes that's useful. So I will be jumping between just your score, and then I will sometimes jump into the all parts score just so we can think about what the other parts are doing. Does that make sense? So, and if I were you, I'd probably do the same. I'd have both up and use both. They both have positives. That's why the all parts score is still being used in sectionals, because it's useful. Okay, so for the moment though, we're going to go through we'll basically have a run through the entire song with the bass predominant video. So your baritone part is louder than any other part. We'll just have an initial go through. Obviously, I've got the score on the screen there for you, but if you've got your own copy or your own paper copy, feel free to be running through with that. It's a useful thing to have a paper copy. They're really, really useful to have as well. I quite like the feel of paper in my hands with a score. I'm just going to mute you again, folks, so you can sing along. And then we'll do the whole song, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail with that. Okay, here we go. We all hear that?
1,
Excellent.
2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
Don't worry that it's quiet at the moment. The solo line's just a bit quieter at this point. Now, it's been decided that initial line will be me singing that solo in the recording. There was like a petition on the Facebook group that I have to sing the beginning part of that melody. But there you go. Here we go. You're coming in now. 3, 4. 1, 2, 2. No breath. No breath again. Good, good. Now you get that chorus breath. Breathe. Turn it into an R. Build it up. Breathe, smile, and loud. Breathe. Breathe. A little bit longer this time. Breathe, nice and loud. Light and beautiful. Nice light breath. Take ninja breaths where you need. Breathe. Breathe and good. Push that through. Loud and smile. We're really happy at this point. Need to take ninja breaths at some point during this phrase, I think. And building that dynamic. No breath here. Hold it. Remember not to be angry in your faces. S. Air. Breathe. One. No breath here. Good. S. All it takes is breathe. Don't turn the word until right the last second. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Turn and finish. Okay, so that's just a quick go through. Again, quite a lot of you have made some. Sorry, 1 second. That's the harmony parts one. Have made rehearsals in the first time, so you will have run through that before. Now, 1 second. Sorry, just making that video a little bit smaller. Okie dokie. Now I'm just going to unmute you, and you may have some questions, but then there's some things I'm going to point out if you don't have questions. So it's absolutely fine if you do have some questions. I'm going to leave it on screen share so I can see and show the score. But does anybody? But I can still see you, by the way. Does anybody have any questions from that initial run through? Is there anything that any kind of questions or queries you might have, or something you might be struggling with? Bernard,
on the big overall music. He's got just. He's got CH in front of it.
Yes.
Just. Is that how we pronounce it there? It's not got it on the small.
Yes. That is one thing that is. Yes, that is the case. Yeah. But yeah, it's at the end. It's at a page turn, isn't it? 1 second. I'm just getting to that point. So yes. Basically, it should. The reason is you should have a slight ch sound to the word just. Now, the word just already has a little bit of that ch, but you should definitely be moving towards just. It just is a little bit softer, and it just means that we don't get as much the like at the beginning of it. If you think about the word just, it's got a sound at the beginning of it. And the problem is, if people have got a no breath there, they may well sit on the beginning of just, and it'll sound a bit unmusical. So I'll give you an example. If you were like going, it's probably not in pitch here, but like, let it ring just. You see what I mean? Like, it's like the ring into just could quite easily be not very nice to listen to. So, and let it ring just allows a little bit more lift, which is why I've changed that. So the word is still just, but you just need to put a bit of ch into the beginning of it. It just makes it sound a little bit more together, and it brightens the sound up slightly from a just that has a little bit more pressure and tension in the beginning of that word, I think. Okay. Cool. Any other questions? Debbie Bramley.
Yeah, I think it's bar 31, if my numbering's right,
where
we're doing that quite musical bit. Is there a sort of snitch between that and one?
No.
There isn't.
So it takes that one.
Right. So it all goes together.
Basically what was the a difference was that the initial score, and it's correct on the baritone score now, is that it's a rhythm change. The rhythm was the issue with the score. Now, I'm not sure if you have the up-to-date baritone score, but you'll notice on this one, I did go into the baritone score and actually change the rhythm that had been transcribed, because what is sung, the one comes slightly after the downbeat. So one comes just after beat one instead of on it, like the original score said. The all-part score has the same thing as well. So it basically, the timing of this, you've got 1, 2. It takes that 1. It takes that 1. And it comes just after my clap. The original way it was written was it takes that 1 on the clap. But it's not that, it's just after. So it's got a little bit of like, it's a little bit offbeat. So it takes that 1. So again, and it feels right when you're singing it, but that's why there's a score change there. It was a rhythmic thing rather than any notes or anything. And there isn't a breath there either. That's just all in one bit. No worries. Any other questions before we do something else? Well, not another song, obviously, but before we use the harmony part. Excellent. Okay, so there's some. I'm just going to mute you again for a second. Now there is the harmony parts video, which you all have access to, is really, really useful. Okay, when you're looking at all your timings. Oh, he's yawning again. Oh, my apologies. When you're looking at the video, and you're looking for your timings to make sure you get all the S's in the correct place, especially being able to hear that other parts breathe and you don't breathe. When you're looking at all of that, the harmony parts video is the one to listen to. Okay? It doesn't have your notes louder, but it doesn't have the solo part in it at all. And that actually really helps with hearing the timing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this harmony parts video, but I'm going to use it with the baritone score. So literally just your score, but then we'll just have a listen to this harmony parts video and try and start placing some of these S's. So we've got lots of S's with the word voice. And we just want to make sure that that comes at the right time, because if we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000 people all doing S's at different time, it's going to sound not as nice as we would like it to sound, if I should say. I don't want to be able to pick out 1,000 different S sounds at different times at the end of it. So like one voice would be less emotional than I would like. So we're going to have a listen through to the harmony parts. Now, you have access to all of these anyway, but it is, I think, the most useful video for practicing for your timing. And obviously, that's a really important thing. And you can see where you can do your breaths. And you can also visually see long phrases, so you can plan your ninja breaths if you need them. Okay? So we're just going to go through. I probably won't go through the whole song. I'll probably do section A or maybe section A and B, and then we'll see if there's any bits you want to go over again. Okay? So we'll go from the beginning. Excellent.
One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
Just one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one. That's your start note. No breath. If you've got headphones on, it's through your left ear. Turn it into R. Breathe. Cool. Now, what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to show you, therefore you can see your phrase. Now, at the end of that, you can therefore see that that's basically everybody, for the first time there, breathes together, properly breathes together at the end of that section just there. We'll see it, all the harmony parts, therefore take a nice breath together. Up until that point, they don't in the same way. It's the first time when there's that collective kind of like all the harmony parts are there together. Okay, so I just want to go through that section again. And I know that therefore, if you're less secure on notes, then obviously, yeah, that is something you'd be like, oh, I'm not sure what my notes are. Obviously, you need to go between the track with your part louder and then try the harmony part just to see how confident you are with your notes. Now, also, how do you find your first note? Well, you can visually see how you find your first note because the melody sings it. Okay, so the melody sings your note a note or so before you start singing. Okay, so let's just listen to that because that's how you find your note. Okay, here we go. And when you look around, you'll find there's more one. Okay, so he goes, look around, you'll find there's more. So the word there's is your note. So as soon as the melody hits the word, look around, you'll find there's, that's your note. Okay. Look around, you'll find there's, more. Sorry, it's more. Ignore me, I'm an idiot. It's the word more. Okay. Look around, you'll find there's more. One voice. Da. So it's whatever the melody sings on the word more is your note that you start on. And that sometimes can be tricky to guess what your note is. Often if you don't start on the right note, you then can't find the note because you're just guessing. I don't know which note I'm starting on. But at that point, listen out for the word more from the melody. Okay, and then we'll carry on. So I'm going to put it in. Listen out for that melody line. Listen to the word more, and that is your note. Okay, the only thing you need to do is not sing the word more, because obviously then that will come across on the recording, and then we'll suddenly get loads of people singing the word more to get their note in the baritone line. Okay, so you can hear it, but then that means you can hopefully know where to pitch yourself. Here we go. Singing so they hear what's on your mind, and when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice. Excellent. Okay, so just very quickly, give me a thumbs up if needs be. I'll just unmute you. Is that useful to have a way of finding your start note? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, with other parts, they don't have it as easy, but you're fortunate that the melody sings your exact note a couple of notes beforehand, and you're just like, yep, I'm on my note. Other parts just have to learn it, so it's not too bad at that point, okay? So we'll do the same thing again, but then we'll move through this section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the all parts score on so we can see where these big breaths are for the whole chorus, and I will keep on just chatting over the top of it so we know where we're going. Okay? Cool. Excellent. Here we go. Don't breathe. If you need to take ninja breaths, that's fine, but don't breathe here. Swan. A nice breath here. Breathe. Turn it into an R. Building the volume and smiling. Good. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. A little bit longer this time. And breathe. It takes one. Voice. Continue to the next section. Light and beautiful. Breathe here. There's all those beautiful parts going over the top. Rhythm. Okay, so I'm going to pause it there because bar 29 and 30, you have a funny old rhythm, okay? You've got a tricksy, funny old rhythm, and I'm just going to go back to your baritone video, or the baritone part predominant video, just to go through that with you, because that's the only bit I think in the song where your rhythm is potentially difficult to do. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go into that point now. Here we go. So have a listen. It takes that one voice. Cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to set up a loop, and we'll do that section a few times. So we'll go from the beginning of that little phrase of the das. Yes, from there. Join in. Breathe, nice and soft and gentle. Here's the rhythm. It takes that one voice. We're then going backwards. Back to beginning of section B. Good, good, good. Nice and light. Moving into that rhythm. Breathe. It takes that one voice. Once more through, going back to the beginning of section B. 2 and. Good stuff. It takes that one voice. Carrying through now. Good stuff. Little breath here. Breathe. No breath here and smile. Be proud. Ninja breaths if you need them. No S. And let it. Just. Good, good, good. 2, 3. Breathe. Good, good. Everyone. No breath here. No breath here either. Take a ninja breath if you need it. And breathe. All it takes is one voice. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't turn the word. And off. Excellent. Now, I'm just going to open it for a couple of minutes of questions. Now, this session will be slightly shorter than some sessions would be. It's still about 50 minutes at the moment, but obviously I have a 9 a.m. soprano session, and I obviously can't be in here at 9 a.m. because then I won't be able to do the sopranos, and the sopranos will start adding into this session, and then we're going to get very confused because baritones and sopranos should not be mixed in public. They're mortal enemies. They're sworn enemies, baritones and sopranos. The sopranos want the tune. The baritones are not interested in such things as tune. No, baritones never get the tune. So, is there any questions on that? And like I said, it's a notes, breaths, words session. Obviously, we've gone through some stuff there, mainly section A, B, and C. We really didn't do as much work on section D, but obviously you have over 200 sessions to choose from this week, and I'm assuming this probably isn't the only one you've thought about attending this week. So hopefully there's a few more you can get to go through some of those things. Any questions before we finish this session so I can pop to the toilet and then start my next session? Any questions, folks?
No questions, but just to say I've added more stuff onto here now.
Excellent. That's great. Again, if you've done that and stuff, then please feel, again, if you want to, please feel, yes, Ilan's taken some more notes.
You are. You've done
It'll be
your job.
like the Bible according to Ilan. It'll be brilliant. It'll be like all the different information. They've written everything out, and there'll be pages and pages. Okay, folks. So what I'll say is, obviously, even if you've done this notes and words and breath session with me, I will do this session probably differently than another section leader. Okay, Ilan probably will tell you that all the different section leaders do things in their own way. They some of them they spend longer on warm ups. Some of them have different types of stuff. Some of them have their own, not bias, but they will focus on things that kind of important to them within a song more so than other people will. And you even on section 1, you are still going to get differences in those sections of differences of delivery, and there will be obviously different things picked up. Obviously, in musicality and phrasing, the session type 2, therefore, obviously, that's going to be less about notes and words and more about the overall arching phrases. And again, obviously, section 3 is where you get the opportunity to kind of sing out loud and be heard. So it's just important that you kind of try as much as you can to pop into different types of sessions. You should, all of you have obviously done more than one session before. So maybe you want to be trying out session 2 and just to kind of get those additional bits of info. But again, no section leader is going to not want to see your smiling faces in front of them once they've sat down. So feel free to kind of pop in and out of sessions dependent on your timing and what's good for you. And hopefully that is going to be useful for you all. Obviously, some of you have already booked into self-evaluation sessions and stuff like that. And again, that's just going to be a little bit of a different kind of way of looking at the song and trying to get you to gain a bit of confidence to kind of address your own issues as far as the song. And again, possibly even generally more in your general kind of vocals and stuff. That is something that could be helpful as well. So hopefully it's been a useful session for you. I will, as I said, I'll pop it up onto the page on the members page, so you can obviously then pop back in and have a watch back if you need to. But yeah, so hopefully it's been useful. Very nice to see you this morning. I've got about 8 minutes to get into the house because I'm in the bottom of my garden in my studio. Get in the house, go to the toilet, run back down again, start me 9 a.m. and do it for the Sopranos. So
thanks very much, Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I will look forward to seeing you in a sectional soon. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.